as a bit of an introductory music. I thought it was topical to what we're going over today, but also would give us a few different memories of being back at school and hearing the music to get to class kick off. So that's how we're all going from today. Today, what we're going through is we're looking at our first bunch of strategies a business can use to improve their operations system. So before we go over anything, we're going to have a look at the key ways that we look at approval. So we look at it through efficiency and effectiveness. Then we're going to roll through and we're going to look at a whole bunch of technological developments, strategies, if you want to call them, that a business can put in place to go through and improve that. And as you see, got a nice picture of Gandalf to actually start off with a nice sort of meme as we go along. All right, so let's just jump into it. What we're looking at is, and this covers us through all of operations management from now on, we need to have a look at how each of these strategies that we're learning about improve each of these key things. So we've got effectiveness and we've got efficiency. So effectiveness looks at how well we do something. Okay, so if we're looking at it from a SAC or a test perspective, you'll measure this by how well do you actually achieve your objective. Okay, so if you're trying to get 60% and then you get 90%, that's a high level of effectiveness because you have overachieved your actual goal. Okay, on the other hand, we're looking at efficiency. That's instead how well are we using our resources to achieve our objectives. Okay, so efficiency, we're looking at using less resources, being more efficient at that process from there. So if your goal again is 60%, you might be like, yep, 60% is my goal, but I'm going to try and this sounds weird, but I'm going to try and get that 60% by studying less or being smarter with my time so I put less hours in. It's being more efficient and saving at time. From a business perspective, that makes more sense. From a studying for your SAC perspective, I'm not going to encourage you guys to study less at home. That's a bit silly of me, but yeah. All right, moving on to the first thing. Now we're looking at how it impacts for technology. So we're going to go through technology. Next week, we're going to look at quality. We're going to look at waste. I think I've forgotten one. And we're also going to look at for materials management. So we're going to have 4 key different bunches of strategies that we use, but let's focus on technology. And this is going to be the last bit of content we cover for the week. So definition, all it basically is using information to go through design, produce, and different things to actually produce a good or service. So we know that any business is going to look at implementing technology in their business to help them. Okay, technology is normally quite helpful, and we're looking at today, how does it help effectiveness and efficiency? Okay, so the first, well, actually before we get into that, the really good things about this is we know if we use technology well, it's going to speed up things. Sometimes it might improve the quality. It might be more productive for our employees, might have less waste, less ongoing costs because it might be cheaper than employees, and improve health and safety. Just a really quick example to show all this. If we're making a table, yeah, and if it can go through a machine that cuts the table and creates it all, it's going to be quicker. If it does such a smooth job, because we know technology is pretty good these days, it's going to have improved quality. Yeah, it's also going to be able to do it a whole lot quicker compared to a human. So we're going to have higher levels of productivity. We're going to have less wastage because there's a higher level of accuracy in that process. Less costs because less employees working. And also improved health and safety because if people aren't doing it, it's less risk to their injuries. Okay? But there's a lot of downfalls with it, okay? When we're improving technology, is people need to be upskilled. Okay, you're looking at this whole situation of learning from home at the moment. All these teachers are learning new different skills and everything like that. Well, the school actually has been shut down for the last 4 days of last term and also for the first day of term 2. That's time and that's money. Okay, what it can also do is if technology becomes really, really helpful, it could result in people losing jobs. Having a look at Woolworths and the self-serve checkouts, it's a key example. People are now going through and putting their own groceries through, so that might lead to job losses for people serving customers. Also, it's going to be really expensive initially to set up, and there might be costs as it go along. And also, people that do not really like technology, so I'm being doing a really big generalization here, but normally the older population struggle and fear the change of going to technology, so that might impact that as well. Okay, so now let's have a look at the first set of strategies. Automated production lines, and I've put a few videos down in the information below, so make sure you watch those. All they basically are equipment, machines, organized in a nice way, so that way basically the computers performs the job. It moves it along as it goes along. So normally only employees are really involved in this process because they fix the machines if they break down, they monitor, they put parts in there. So something that might take 30 employees is going to be resulted down to 1 or 2 who do these different jobs instead. Really good thing is it's going to be more accurate. Humans unfortunately make errors, so it's going to save us from there. It's going to be more efficient. If it's going to zoom the product through really, really quickly and make it, that's going to be better than people actually making it. And as mentioned before, improve safety because people aren't going to put themselves in those risky situations. Unfortunately though, on the flip side, disadvantage, automated production lines got these really high setup costs. They're quite expensive to do. But the most important thing is that if the machine breaks down, you don't have employees to pick up the slack. It's going to stop us from making all of our products. Okay? The other key thing is it's going to result in people losing their jobs. And we know that's normally a bad thing because it could result in poor publicity for the business and other key things from there. Okay? So that's that strategy sorted from there. Then we're also going to go computer-aided design. All this basically is we use software to go through and create the product for us. Okay, so it's basically like an intense version of Photoshop, and it goes through and do it. As I said, watch the videos that I've attached to our lesson to get a bit more understanding. The really cool thing about it is you can actually see the product being like in its shape before it's actually made, and also it allows us to test, work out how much money, just to plan better overall. The really good thing about computer-aided design is it's basically a really good way of accurate and quality products. If we basically create a product, see how it is, improve all the whole process overall, it's going to result in better quality. The really key thing is that decreased cost of maintenance and production. If we aren't constantly making and trialing and all that sort of stuff from there, that's going to save our process. But the really annoying, I'll speak about the disadvantages in a second, but the best thing is it can also relate directly to the next thing I'm going over, which is computer-aided manufacturing. We'll just pause and I'll go through that point a bit more in a second. Bad thing is, again, is that workers being upskilled and time and money. You'll see the technology, the main downfall of it is that it's really expensive for training and the initial cost is really expensive, but also if it breaks and if it plays up, it really impacts our business. Okay? Very, very next one, computer-aided manufacturing. What this basically looks at is that once the process is designed, the computers go through, the software controls the manufacturing process, and they basically create the design product. Okay, so normally you use computer-aided design to design it, computer-aided manufacturing to go through and do it. The really cool thing is that improved speed, improved quality, improved production, because computers are controlling it, it allows us to do that. Because we have computers controlling the accuracy is better, reduce wastage, yeah? And we're also going to have less wages for people because we're going to have less workers there. Bad thing, as I've mentioned already, I've sort of gone over these, so I'm not really going to waste your time going over them again. But it's time, money, technology, initial costs, and all those different things from there. Lucky last one. So up until this stage, we've looked at all of them that are relating directly to a manufacturing business. Now we're looking at the really big technology strategy for a service business. It's website development. Yes, website development can be used for a manufacturing business, but if you ever get a question saying, what is a technology strategy for a service business? This is the one that you must use. Because obviously we can't use CAD, we can't use CAM, we can't use automated production lines for a service business. So this is your service strategy. Okay, so basically what it is, the tasks associated with building, creating, maintaining, and hosting an intranet or the internet for your associated business. Website development is great. It makes it easier for our customers to purchase products. We're seeing currently going through this process where a lot of people need to stay at home. businesses can still operate through their online platform. It also enables the business to communicate. They can give clear information to customers, so that way they're really, really good. As mentioned, it's really great for service businesses. You can put on your opening times, your availabilities, your contact details, all those key things. And then many businesses, we don't need it. Yeah, the physical stores are no longer a big priority, so this allows us to have another means of going through and doing things. So the really good things about this is that improved marketing, people can actually go and find our business from an online, find out information. I know I do it personally all the time. It can be used to help and repair and resolve customer issues. If you've got a customer that's not happy with their product, you can quickly write back to them, resolve that issue, make them and get them back on our side. It also can be more efficient and also effective in our operations because we don't have that physical store. It allows us to do our job so much easier, resulting in less employees and less costs. Technology can replace employees, so it can again lead to job losses. It's expensive to really do. And the other most important thing is, from being anything online, it can lead to really negative outcomes. If customers are really cranky with us, start to leave negative reviews and all of those things from there, that can turn into a really big issue. Okay, so these are our main technology strategies. We're going to jump into questions now. If you have any questions about these, please jump in and let me know. Thanks. Bye.